Hello, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Anthony, and this is our Art 1 final project.
For our project, we were asked to pick a topic from a list presented to us.
We decided to choose the main topic or theme of self in society.
Under the theme, Self in Society, we decided to focus on the working body.
But more specifically, the working body during forced labor.
After many trial and error thesis statements, we came up with one that encompassed everything we wanted to cover. Our thesis statement is:
Every day our body is used as a tool of labor to perform and complete the many tasks we are faced with. But throughout history, the body has been subject to forced labor, where it was pushed to its limits and sometimes even resulting in death.
We were asked to find a popular culture example of our topic.
For our example, we chose the popular show, Family Guy.
It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely?
Lucky is a family guy. Lucky is a man who positively can do all the things that make us
Laugh and cry.
He's our family guy.
Family Guy has been known to take real-life past events or concepts and put a spin on them and make them relevant to our time,
While also making light of sometimes heavy topics, as shown in our example.
I don't want to spend my weekend doing chores.
You know, Chris, a little hard work can do wonders. Just look at how they built the pyramids.
They say all peoples must go through some hard times. Well, we Jews are getting ours out of the way early. From here on out, it's going to be nothing but smooth sailing.
And now on to the medium.
First of all, Family Guy is a cartoon. Cartoons are made to be different than in real life, which is why a similar message wouldn't be portrayed in such a light way if it were to be, say, a documentary.
Cartoons are made for the sole purpose of entertainment. They also allow the viewer to relax and enjoy the content without having to be fully mentally engaged in the information being presented to them.
Family Guy is a cartoon with a wide range of viewers, ranging from young to old. Even though it is a cartoon, most of its content has an underlying message or reference created to help the viewer learn or think about the context in a non-formal way.
And now we are going to analyze the first of two screenshots we obtained from the clip we showed before.
The first image is of Chris and his mom in the living room. Chris makes a statement that he does not want to spend his weekend doing chores, to which his mom replies, "A little hard work can do wonders."
This image refers to the first part of our thesis, where we stated that every day the body is used as a tool of labor to perform and complete the many tasks we are faced with, such as the chores Chris is forced to do.
When looking at the scene, they're in the comfort of their living room, fully clothed and clean. Chris in the cartoon is portrayed as a heavy-set teen, showing he's well cared for, even though he's a victim of forced labor.
In this photo, Chris's eyes are fixed on the ground, even though he is being addressed by an authoritative figure, thus being his mother, showing submission. Chris is also set lower than his mother, also showing her authority status over him, as the forcer of the labor.
This is the second image we're going to analyze in our presentation. The pictures of two slaves in the Egyptian time who are being forced to work by the men wielding whips who are ushering them along.
As you can see, the two slaves in the front are clearly portrayed differently than the authoritative figures behind them. The slaves appear to be dirty, malnourished, ungroomed, and scarcely clothed, where the authority figures look well-nourished, clean-cut, and nicely clothed.
The two slaves are iconic to what we picture when the word slaves crosses our mind. This image refers to the second part of our thesis, where we state victims of forced labor are being pushed to their limits and sometimes even death.
The slave on the right has a look and tone of reassurance, while the slave on the left has a look and tone of doubt.
Now we are going to do a comparison between the two images. First of all, Chris and the slaves are both victims of forced labor, but Chris is portrayed as the everyday individual who is a victim, whereas the slaves are pictured as the stereotype of forced laborers.
Both images have authoritative figures. Chris's authority is passive, where the slave's authority is more violent and aggressive.
In conclusion, the images we chose are closely related but different at the same time. Chris portrays our version of forced labor we all live by, where the slaves show how things used to be.
As we said before, our body is used as a tool for labor every day, but throughout history, the body has fallen victim to harsh accounts of forced labor.